Welcome back to the Statesman Insider. Jimmy Smith, an assistant soccer coach for both men's and women's soccer here at Delta State. John Constable. First of all, I wanted to ask you, I said men's and women's soccer. I always thought that they would be separate, but you and Coach Allen do something special. They coach both men's and women's soccer. What is it like to coach the guys who like to be physical and the girls who like to be a finesse type of player?
To be honest, it is fairly similar. Both are very hard working. And the guys like to use finesse, but as do the ladies, and they both work really hard, and they both try to play extremely physical. So there's not too much of a difference, to be honest.
You may notice the accent, and I don't mean to call them out on it, but tell everybody watching at home how you got here. First of all, where are you from, and then how you ended up ending up here at Delta State to coach soccer?
Well, firstly, I'm from Scotland, which is obviously in the UK, United Kingdom. And basically what happened was when I left high school at 16 years old, I signed a professional contract. So for 2.5 years I played professional soccer. Eventually, the professional career, it wasn't really working out, so I decided to come out to America on a scholarship. So I was playing at Tusculum College in Tennessee, and then I went to Seton Hill University in Pennsylvania, completed my scholarship, wanted to get into coaching. Luckily, Coach Allen needed a graduate assistant coach, so ended up here at Delta State, was graduate assistant coach, and then fortunately enough, he basically appointed me full-time assistant there last month. So
you've been involved, you've played at one, you've played at two, Tusculum, Seton Hall, and now you're coaching here at Delta State. Talk about where Delta State is as a program. It's still fairly new, soccer, but talk about where Delta State is compared to some of the programs you've seen or been involved with.
Right. In my opinion, the program here at Delta State is absolutely fantastic. I really mean that. I can't speak highly enough about Delta State soccer, the program. As far as the teams go, right now we're competitive, we're gradually getting better, but the program, in my opinion, it's absolutely outstanding. Coach Allen, he knows how to run a program. Now, I want to be a head coach, and I could not learn from a better man than Coach Allen. I really mean it. His delegation skills, his management skills, his leadership skills, it's top class. I truly mean that. The organisation of this place is first class.
Coach Allen's programs right now, the women are 2-4, the men are 3-5-1. A lot of overtime games for the men. Haven't fared too well. They've tied. I believe they won an overtime game and lost an overtime game. But either way, they've lost 4 one-goal games. A lot of stuff on the men's side has been really, really close, and it could easily be maybe 5-3-1.
Yeah, it really could. And we're starting 7 freshmen right now. When that happens, sometimes at the beginning of a season, if you don't have much experience, you do tend to lose those overtime games rather than win them. Now, yesterday was the first time that we actually won one of those close games. We won 1-0 against Spring Hill, so we feel as if we're hitting form just at the right time for conference. Conference starts on Wednesday against Christian Brothers, and we think we're going to be ready to go.
Conference season coming up for both men's and women's. Over to the women's side, they haven't played at home yet. They haven't even really been close to home yet. So what is it going to mean to the ladies who have not fared all that well so far? They've played a lot of tough teams as well. What do you think it's going to mean for them to sleep in their own bed on game day coming up here? I think it's in a week.
Yeah, I think we've got our first game roughly in about 10 days from now at home. Home advantage should help, but the problem with the ladies right now is we've got a lot of injuries. Now, I don't like to come on here and make excuses, but right now we're down to about 13 players. Not only do we have a lot of injuries, but there was about 10 ladies that committed to us. And when it got to June and July, they decided they no longer wanted to come. This left us with no time to get anyone else. So we're going to keep working hard with the ladies, and hopefully we can turn it around for first conference game. Hopefully we can.
So come on out, support the Lady Statesmen. In about 10 days, they'll play their first home game. For both schedules, you can head to GoStatesman.com. As for the men's side, you have the leading career scorer in David Hortzman. On the guys' side, a lot to be excited about with him when conference season comes around. Talk about David. I saw a game where he played against Union. Didn't play the first half, came out, and I believe he scored twice and assisted on another. He's just a game changer.
David Hortzman is a massive player for us. He's an absolute massive player. He's so fast. When he's on his game, he's almost unplayable. Defenders just cannot cope with him. As well as that, he's got a heart of a lion. He gets kicked up and down the field, but he just constantly gets up and he asks for more and he asks for more. Hortzman is an amazing player for this program. He really is.
Other than David Hortzman, what are you most excited about between the two programs?
Just the fact, I would have to say the men are the most pleased in their attitude, their effort, their dedication to fitness, their dedication to get better and improve. The men right now are the most pleasing aspect of the programme as it stands just now. Hopefully we can get the ladies up to the same level, and we're still quite confident we can.
There's some pretty good teams in both conferences for the men and the women. Where do you think you sit right now when conference play is about to start here in a couple days?
If we're talking about the men, our goal is to try and win the conference. Now, I know we've never got to the conference tournament, but we're still setting out to win the conference. If we're going to do it, the team to beat will be West Florida. West Florida's top class.
What about on the women's side?
On the women's side, West Florida are number 1, number 2 in the nation. They're absolutely outstanding. The goal for the ladies this year, because of injuries and everything else, is to get to the conference tournament. If we can get to the conference tournament, that would be a major achievement.
Come on out to the field, check out the Lady Statesmen. They'll play their first home game in 10 days. The men will continue conference play coming up here in around a week as well. You can check for both of those schedules on GoStatesmen.com. Big thank you to assistant men's and women's soccer coach John Constable here from Scotland. Come on out, check the soccer teams over there at Delta Field coming up later this month. That's going to do it for the show today. Big thank you also to Coach Ron Roberts, Stephen Robinson. Thank you for joining us tonight here on WXVT. It's the Statesman Insider. Come on back next week. We'll have more good news on WXVT.